Good morning and welcome to Unity of Wilmington's hybrid Sunday service. Be you here in person or you be out there online. It's probably better because it's rainy here in Wilmington this day. Our celebration singers.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting a message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here.
Good morning again. Yes, indeed it is. Your soul is always welcome here, as are you. Anybody here for the first time today? Well, congratulations. You came out on a wonderful rainy day to be blessed by every raindrop. Anybody here for the second or third time? Terrific. Even better. And for all of us who've been here for the fourth, fifth, and however many time, this is a good place to be on a rainy Sunday morning, or even better, on a sunny Sunday morning. This is Unity of Wilmington, which is a loving, vibrant, spiritual community where we expand consciousness and encourage personal growth. So that's who we are. And we are here being talked to today by Reverend Herbert Harris, who will be our speaker. We have Deese as our musical director, Terrill Williams, our singer, musicians Justin and Mitch. Yay. And we can't forget Chris, without whom you would not be hearing me at all. So I invite you to join me in our basis of being, our prayer, please. There is only one essence and one power active in the universe and in my life. God, the good omnipotence. And we have 3 affirmations which guide us through each day. And they are affirmed on a daily basis, sometimes on a minute-by-minute basis. But anyway, I am a beloved expression of God. I am here for a holy purpose. I am in the right place at the right time right now. And now Kathy will read us our daily word.
Good morning.
Power. My thoughts and words reflect my divine inheritance. When I listen to my inner conversation and recurring thoughts, I may hear fear-based, limiting talk, or I may hear positive words encouraging me to live joyfully and confidently. The choice is mine. Through my divine gift of power, I take command of my thoughts and my life. I release thoughts of powerlessness, and as I do, my negative self-talk diminishes. I affirm my divine inheritance of faith, wisdom, understanding, and strength. And with my thoughts, words, and actions, the power to live a full life is mine. I embrace insight I've gained through experience. I own my mistakes without shame or embarrassment. I'm eager to learn. I'm willing to try new things and stretch myself. In power, I thrive. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat its fruits. Proverbs 18:21.
Thank you, Kathy. I forgot our prayer minister, Chris, who is here someplace, and he will be here at the end of the service. Now, Terrill will join us.
Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us. Above us, only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for, and no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you will join us, and the world will be as one. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger. A brotherhood of men. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you will join us, and the world will live as one.
Wow, Katie, Terrill. Man, it was all I could do to keep from singing background. I mean, and you know, I mean, it blends so in with our message today. Let me get myself all set up. Wow. You know, music heals the spirit, doesn't it? When you hear music, it touches a part of you that sometimes you didn't even know it was there. You say, I just like it. Wow. Thank you so much for being here today. What a beautiful day. What a magnificent day. The rain, the flowers are happy, I'm sure. We may not be, but think about this. Whatever happens in the world brings somebody joy. Let us prepare for our meditation. And today, the meditation that comes to me is a meditation of healing. So sit straight up in our seats. And those of you online, please join us in your home before your computers. Join us as we move into this moment of spiritual calmness and peaceful awareness. Take a deep breath. Hold it. Let it out slowly. Take a deep breath. Hold it. Let it out slowly. And then this space of peace and relaxation, I want you to see yourself sitting comfortably in your favorite chair. And as you see yourself, as you visualize yourself, see yourself exactly the way you want to be. And as this peace comes over you, sitting there in the theater of your mind in your favorite chair, feel a healing power come down from just above you, like a sun, your sun, radiating just above your head. And feel the healing rays from that sun, that ball of fire, that ball of goodness and God. Feel it pass through your scalp, into your brain. That healing power fills your brain, and it is good. As this healing power moves down through our body, it knows what to do to heal us, to bring us peace. It moves down into our eyes, bringing a coolness, a healing coolness in our eyes. Passing down through our face, through our neck, into our chest. And take a deep breath as that healing power fills your lungs, bringing healing and wholeness. This power knows exactly what to do to heal us, to protect us, to keep us healthy. It moves down into our abdomen, through our stomach, through our intestines. A warm, tingling sensation. It brings healing down into our lower bodies and through our hips and through our pelvis, into our legs. And we feel that healing in our right leg and in the knee. Healing. Our left leg and the knee. Healing. And let that healing power pass on through our feet. And let it flow out from our toes in a great circle and come back through our head. And we see this circle of healing doing what must be done to make our minds and bodies whole, healthy, and perfect. The master teacher said to the woman who touched his garment, "Your faith has made you whole." And so this day, let your faith in your true and perfect being make you whole. Take a deep breath. And let it out slowly. And so it is. Let us affirm together. And so it is. Once more. And so it is. Woo! That was interesting. You know, healing is such a profound experience. And when we look into our imagination and see our perfect bodies and our perfect selves, we truly have the power to heal ourselves. So, church family, thank you. Myron, welcome, thank you. Let me, yesterday we had the memorial for Myron's mother. And it was the most beautiful service. And I just salute all of this church. We have a saying, we showed up and showed out. Well, this church, all of you showed up and showed out. Just give everybody a hand. Everybody participated. Woo! Thank you, thank you. Those of you online, watch us today. Be sure to sit down and take notes. For reference, a lot of what we're covering is from our book, The 12 Universal Laws of Success, and we're focusing on chapter 3, the law of vision. And vision is so powerful. When I say vision is powerful, everything we do starts with vision. And especially the fact that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. See, the body has such limitation, but the mind is unlimited. And so when we look at the possibilities for our thinking, then imagination is a tool that can help us expand all it is. I'll give some scriptural references, and for our guests and new folks, we use the Bible as a point of reference, as a spiritual textbook, a spiritual reference book. And we take the principles and apply them in our daily living. So today our topic is imagination is the blueprint of life. Earl Nightingale, and Earl Nightingale, whenever I say that, saying that his name to young people, nobody knows who he is. But for those of us who've been around a few moments, Earl Nightingale was the first prosperity speaker, and he made a record called The Greatest Secret. And I think it was like the first, spoken word record that sold 1 million copies. And so he said something very profound, but it said in the Bible, Buddha said it, and he said, you become what you think about most of the time. And so when we look at this new year, and that's why this whole month we've done a series, the purpose for this series is to help you, I'll use the term my dad used. Dave, he said, straighten up and fly right. Lanny remembers that. Straighten up and fly right. That means that it's now time to do the right things, the necessary things, the appropriate things to take you where you want to go, to fly right. And so when we look at this year, we really want to do what is necessary, want to use the tools we have available to create the lives we want to live. We are created complete. The one thing about God, God makes no mistakes. He doesn't say, whoops. I didn't mean to create that. So everything that is created for a purpose. And it doesn't matter. When we talk about your imagination and going forward and creating this new year for yourselves, it doesn't matter about your age. It doesn't matter about your health. And that's why I wanted to do the healing meditation, because whatever your health is, whatever your age, whatever your circumstances, we still have the possibilities for infinite health, infinite wealth, infinite accomplishment, infinite abundance, infinite joy. The interesting thing about this is we are where we are because of our thoughts, our actions, our emotions, our habits, our friends, our relationships. And so there are two concepts that make all the difference: now and next. Think about that. What we do now determines next. And so one of the points of living, it was the closing chapter of the 12 Universal Laws of Success says, live each day so that at the end of each day you can say, I did everything I could with what I had to do it with to make this day exactly the way I want it to be. So when you look at now and next, there's always these two questions. What is the best use of my time right now? Time is God's gift to us. The fact that you're born means that we're putting it to the time plane, the river of time, but it's constantly moving. And so we have to always do something. Otherwise, the river will take us where it wants us to go. And in these days and times, I don't know. You better row. You better turn on your engines, hoist your sails. You better do whatever is necessary, because sometimes this river is taking us to some difficult places. So what is the best use of my time right now when I consider my goals, my vision, and my purpose? And then the second question is, what do I do next? And it's the tension between now and next. In other words, there's a tension between where you are and where you want to be. And this is what makes you move. When you're complacent, you're happy with now. You want to do something, be something, have. No, I'm not into that. Would you like to be healthier and travel and see the world? No, I'll sit right here on the porch. But guess what? The porch is moving. The time river, the river of time takes the porch. So if you sit there, it's still taking you somewhere. My dad was not a motivational thinker. And when I used to tell him, I don't know, any of you like that, where you always had a scheme, you always had something you were going to do. Dad, I'm going to build this. I'm going to do that. How many people are like that? Just raise your hand. Yeah. And most of your friends like, here you go again. And so my dad's thing, I used to say, Dad, when my ship comes in, I'm going to build you this. You won't have to work there. You can do this. You can that. My dad said, look. He said, while you looking for your ship to come in, the pier is sinking. So it says, you always got to be moving. You always got to be doing. You can't wait on the pier. And so this tension between now and next helps us move to where we want to be. When we become what we think about most of the time, that means that the health, the happiness, the love, the success, the prosperity, the abundance that we seek, we can experience based on our thoughts. This is confirmed in the Proverbs, the 23rd chapter, 7th verse says, a man, the Bible is written so masculine. It says, a man shall have whatsoever he thinks in his heart. I say a person may have whatsoever they think in their heart. So that whatever your thoughts and your feelings about those thoughts, you know, we can talk in the path. And there are people that do it. We've all done it. Talk in the path but walk in the grass. You know those people who want to tell you what to do? What's best for you? You should do this. You should do that. Well, what are you doing? If we can expand our thoughts, we can expand our potential for living. And so when we think about this, Albert Einstein was very clear. He said, imagination is more important than knowledge, for knowledge is limited, whereas imagination embraces the whole world, stimulating progress, giving birth to evolution. One of the greatest, there are two great Imagineers, new word. Imagineering. Oh, yeah, you know what, that kind of, yeah, I move by imagination. But you know the Tesla and Edison were actually, Tesla actually worked for Edison. But they had a different process for creating. Edison was a knock and nail person, knock until you find it. Tesla was a visualization and imagination person. So Tesla would go into a deep meditation and he would see whatever needed to be created in his mind. And so when he came out of the meditation, all he had to do was create what he'd already seen. He and Edison fell out because Edison posed a challenge to him. And he said, if you could solve this particular situation, I'll pay you $50,000. And in those days, that was real money. Tesla solved it in 2 weeks, and Edison wouldn't pay him. Because Edison's frame of reference was hard work, knocking and nailing. And so that's a part of this whole new thought. We have to change our thinking and get out of that thought of you have to work hard until you have to be hard. You have to be it. Instead of doing it, you attract it into your life. The other great visionary was Edgar Casey. You know, I'm amazed that people don't talk more about him and some of the things he was able to do. And he was an Imagineer. He could see things in his dreams and tell you things that manifested in the world. And I know he had communication with many presidents. He was kind of that person that all the big-time people kind of kept in the corner. Like, let me go check with Edgar. I don't want you to know about him. Because this guy is able, through his imagination, to create new things. The Oxford Dictionary says that imagination is the faculty or action of forming new ideas or images or concepts of external objects not present to the senses. It goes on to say, it is also the ability of the mind to be creative or resourceful. In chapter 3 of the book, on page 81, we say that imagination is the connecting link between your own human consciousness and the universal consciousness. Imagination is a way to connect. You know, there are 3 states of mind. You have the conscious mind, which is where we are right now. We're here in the building. Everything is there. We have the subconscious mind, which is really our feeling nature. That's why the first law of success says you become whatever if you can think it in your heart, you become it. And so it's the feeling nature. The subconscious mind is like fertile dirt. Whatever thought you put there, it objectifies it. It grows it. You can either grow roses or arsenic. The subconscious mind, and that's why we have to be so careful about what we say to ourselves, and even what we see for ourselves. Because if we see ourselves sick, that's why I wanted to do the healing meditation this morning, because I don't know if when you go to class reunions, it's like people try to out-sick each other. You know, man, I got high blood pressure, I got arthritis, and I got a heart thing. I got 2 of these, what do you call them? Stents, yeah. And a defibrillator. And they rejoice in sharing that. And I'm like, oh my God, let me get out of here. Because if you hear it, if you let it in, it will get you. Because it's your subconscious mind. If you let that thought in, it'll stop objectifying. You stay around sick people long enough, you go like, I don't feel so good. And then the superconscious mind is the God mind, the creative mind, the mind that created the world. I have issues with atheists. I mean, it's like, God bless them. And they'll probably get mad when I say that. You walk up to an atheist and say, God bless you. What's going on? Boy, you've ruined his day. But the fact that the universe was created by an all-knowing, all-powerful being that exists for all time. Time is only a constraint necessary for us to understand. We don't really have ability to totally understand all time. We understand our beginning and our ending, and we on the time plane. But this all-powerful knowledge, this God mind, we can connect with through the imagination. And so that's how Tesla could create things that never were. As a matter of fact, the lights in this room are alternating current. Edison was a direct current person. So Tesla, we're hearing it. I mean, the car that's running, we're feeling the impact of him to this very day. So this power of imagination can be used to see beyond the appearances. So whatever your condition is right now, you have the power to create a new experience by changing your thinking. Where your imagination leads, your reality will follow. I'm going to put that in the personal. I'll say it, and then you can repeat after me. Where my imagination leads, my reality will follow. Together. Where my imagination leads, my reality will follow. So think of an architect. When an architect wants to build a building, it first starts in thought. Somebody says, John, I want to build the tallest building in the world. So that's that issue. What do you think? And John or Mary, let's do Mary. I always talk about men. There's a lot of lady architects. Have to get it. So she hears that, the largest building in the world, and then she starts to create a vision. She writes it down. Once again, spiritual principle. The Habakkuk says, write the vision, make it plain. And so if you're not writing your vision, you're not going to realize your true potential. This scriptural law or spiritual law is just like gravity. Just operates maybe a little differently, but it's just as certain. So she lays out the challenge, build a skyscraper. She starts to fill it in. And until she can develop a blueprint, nobody can act on it. You ever see a skyscraper built by Willie and Butch? No blueprint. I got a hammer. I got a saw. Let's build a skyscraper. Don't go in it. Okay? Okay? But she puts that blueprint down, and once she's transferred it from the idea, I want to build the tallest building in the world, to a written statement, to goals, to a description, and finally to a blueprint, then now it can be built. And so that's how we can use imagination. When we can use our imagination just like that so that we can create a blueprint for our life can unfold just as certainly and with such certainty as that building unfolds from the blueprint. And so, in a sense, and in a very real sense, we're the architects of our lives, aren't we? I am the architect of my life. Let us say that together. I am the architect of my life. Let that sink in a little bit. Let's say that again. But as you're saying it, think of the vision you have for yourself together. I am the architect of my life. That's a great power. But the key to access imagination is desire. If you don't want it, you can't access imagination to help you do it. And see, desire is interesting. If you have no desire, then imagination doesn't really matter. Because desire requires an object. an objective. It requires that you want to see something, you want to be something. When people accept their condition, they neutralize and negate their desire. Say, well, I'm busted, disgusted, and can't be trusted. Let me just sit here on the porch. If you don't want something different, you can't activate your desire. And so when a person doesn't have desire, think about this. It's like, can you imagine the garage of your life, the garage of your mind, and when a person has no desire, there's a Rolls Royce sitting in that garage, and they walk right by it to pick up an old bicycle to ride in circles. So desire is a powerful piece. Desire is the thing that makes us go from where we are to where we want to go. All of us, has anybody ever done Amway or any network marketing? They say, a lot of people say, I'm not putting my hand up. You know, a lot of folks network marketing say, man, that's the kind of business that you have no friends left. Now, people don't want to hear from you. But in every network marketing program, they ask you, what is your why? Isn't that right? What is your why? What is the reason you want this thing to be successful? And so in our minds, we have to really establish our why. We have to really see our vision, that we want to be, do, and have, and then desire it strongly enough so that your imagination can help lay out the blueprint. To activate our imagination and to use it as a blueprint, we've got to want it, we've got to desire it. And the scripture, once again, in the book of Luke, 11th chapter, 9th and 10th, it says it. Clear as day. It says, and ask and it shall be given you. Seek and you shall find. Knock and it shall be opened unto you. For everyone that asketh, receiveth. They that seek it, find it. And to them that knocketh, it shall be opened. That's a promise. That's a spiritual promise. And that if you follow your desire, if you go after what you want with intensity, no, what do you call it? No weather weenies. You know, we could have a service here say, you know what? Today we're going to be giving away $100 bills, as many as you can take. And there are people right up the street say, well, it's raining. No, can y'all do that on a sunny day? Terrill, you know the people, it's cold. Can you do that on a sunny day? So the scripture provides, and the promise says that whatever you seek, you'll find. So if you seek health, if you seek happiness, if you seek love, if you seek success, if you seek prosperity, if you seek abundance, whatever you seek, if you seek it deep in your heart, you literally create the foundation to have it happen. Your desire uses your desire is like priming a pump. Those of you who've ever been in the country, when you have a pump, there's always a cup of water right there to pour in the pump, right? If you don't have that cup of water, you hit that pump, nothing's happening. Because when you stop pumping, I guess there's an air pocket there, and you have to pour water down, so when you pump it, you make the connection, and then you can get all the water you want. Desire is priming the pump to access your imagination. And once you access your imagination, imagination is that connecting link between your conscious mind, your subconscious mind, and your superconscious mind. So it's the connection to the God mind. And when you access your imagination now, you have a blueprint. Because as the imagination is revealed to you, as you see it, as you write it down, and when the visions come to you, write them down. Okay, can you imagine Moses go up to the top of the mountain and didn't write the 10 Commandments? He comes down, he goes, number 1, what was number 6? Well, we have to be just that diligent. Everything in the Bible is like a lesson. So write it down, and the moment you write it down, And the moment you want it deeply in your heart, you can make it happen. So the question is, if that's all there is, why don't most people use their imagination to create that blueprint? And it's very simple. Doubt. Doubt will keep you from accomplishing what you want. Doubt undermines your vision. Doubt undermines your imagination. Doubt undermines your actions. When you doubt yourself, you can't function effectively. One of the scriptures I love, Mark, the 23rd chapter, 11th verse, and it says, For I verily say unto you, that whosoever shall say unto this mountain, Be thou removed, and be thou cast into the sea, and shall doubt not in his heart, but shall believe that those things which they saith will come to pass. He shall have whatsoever he saith. So doubt. And you see, the challenge with doubt is we're always looking at the world from where we are, our present level of consciousness. And so the young man who's never left home thinks his mother's the best cook. He who has never seen a mountain thinks the world is flat. And so this idea of imagination now is to help you expand your mind so that you can see more, because when you see more, you can be more. So now let's begin to bring this whole concept home. Was this helpful today? Thank you. So let's start putting it into action principles. Let's bring it on home. What steps can you take to strengthen your imagination? Step one, whatever you desire, believe it can be done. In other words, you have to remove self-doubt from it right off the map, right off the top. And that's why the lady who needed to be healed, it was her doubt that was keeping her sick. And that's why Christ, the master teacher, said, your faith has made you whole. So believe that you can do whatever it is, to have a vision of your goals clearly in your mind. You know, we hear it over and over, but that's what it is. If you don't have a vision, it will not happen. Number two, speak your vision into existence. You've got to talk to yourself. When you look at the book of Genesis, it says the world was spoken into existence. It says, in the beginning was the Word. And so that word is your word. And so whatever you desire, speak it into existence. Talk about it. Say it. You know, we often say, the hardest thing about achieving your goals is to write them down and read them over 3 times a day. If you read it over 3 open and receptive to new ideas. Put your ego on the side. Be open and receptive to new possibilities. If a dog barks the truth, listen. And finally, keep going and growing. To realize it's an evolutionary process. We practice our imagination skills. You know, one of the reasons we do the meditations, and by the way, I don't know if you all were here, Reverend Ellen, she did an incredible meditation. Stand up, Reverend Ellen, because I want you just... I mean, thank you so much. I enjoyed it so much. You know, I was like, I don't want to go home. I want to stay right here. So thank you so much. But that's the power of meditation, to give us the ability to see beyond what is. And so now we keep going and growing. We practice our imagination skills. And we come to that point where we recognize that we keep going and growing. That every day, what we think about most of the time happens. That every day we move through our life with choices of what we do with our time right now. That every day we expand our lives by expanding our thinking. That every day we realize that imagination is a power tool for us to create the life of our desires. And finally, to realize that we can strengthen our imagination by believing it can be done, speaking it into existence, being open and receptive, and keep going and growing. And so when we can do these things, then we can create a blueprint for our lives that will give us the health, the wealth, the happiness, the love, the success, the prosperity, and money that we desire. So let us stand and do our final treatment. Woo! Repeat after me. I become what I think about most of the time. I am the architect of my life. I am created for a good purpose. If I can see it, I can be it. Where my imagination leads, my life will follow. Always knowing that the best is yet to come. Give yourselves a hand. Thank you so much. You may be seated. I enjoyed that, folks. I mean, you all are such a great audience. You know, the level of the teacher is very much directly related to the level of the audience. Believe me, you know, so you are super special. But it is time now to take up our collection. And for those of you watching, well, number one, on a rainy day, cold, we have a beautiful, nearly a full house here, so give yourselves a hand. I mean, you all say, look, I don't care, I'm coming. It can rain, you're like the mailman. So come right on and take up the collection. Those of you online, you can go to Vimeo, and on the website there's so many ways that you can give, so please do so. So come right on down. Oh, that's right. Our song. Yes. I was into it. We'll do the mudra and then we'll do the bless me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, and all that I receive, and so it is. All right, let me step out of your way, because, whew.
One thing that's been taught is dreams can never be brought, and dreams are made to be caught. Doesn't matter how long it's been, I know you'll always jump in, 'cause we don't know how to quit. Let's start a riot tonight, a pack of lions tonight. In this world, he who stops won't have anything he wants. Play like the top 1% till nothing's left to be spent. Take it all, ours to take, celebrate, because we are the champions, setting it off again. Oh, we on fire, we on fire, running our own campaign, doing the whole shebang. Oh, we on fire, we on fire. Get up, stand up, throw your hands up. Welcome to the other land of dreamers, brothers, sisters, others. Yeah, we on fire like that. Oh, the bond is deeper than skin, the kind of club that we're in, the kind of love that we give. Oh, ever tops in this world won't get anything you want. Play like the top 1% till nothing's left to be spent. Take it all, ours to take, celebrate, because we are the champions, setting it off again. We on fire, we on fire, running the whole campaign, doing the whole shebang. Oh, we on fire, we on fire. Get up, stand up, throw your hands up. Welcome to the other land of dreamers, brothers, sisters, others. Yeah, we on fire like that. Ooh. Ooh. And nothing's gonna be the same. Oh no, we are the champions, setting it off again. We're on fire, we're on fire. Whole campaign, doing the whole shebang. We on fire, we on fire. And nothing's gonna be the same. Hey, the love that you make, the love that you gave. Yeah. Fire like that.
Offering? Woo! Man! I mean, I'm going to set this up here. I don't think we need it anymore. Whew! I mean, Terrill. I'm glad we put you up there while we were doing the collection. Thank you. Thank you. Wow. Let's just take a deep breath for a moment. Mother, Father, God, we give thanks for this offering. Give thanks for this sharing, that each and every one of you today opened your hearts and shared and planted seeds in this ministry. We give thanks that these seeds will grow and help this ministry shine and touch and change the world. And in this moment and in this spirit, we say together, and so it is. We have our announcements.
And now it's the end of the time, almost closing the doors. It's time for the announcements. First of all, Kathy Ann will be our prayer partner today. She'll be up here in the front. Do you have anything to celebrate?
Yeah.
Hello? Hello? That works better. Okay, Kathy Ann is our prayer partner for the day. She will be up here in front to join you in what you would like to say and talk to God about, celebrate and ask for, or just joyfully. Secondly, you've been asking for attraction books. Those are those happy little things that come out annually that have discount coupons for meals, for all kinds of things. Liz is holding one up there. We have them available. See Wendy. They cost $25. They're not only for restaurants, but they're for all kinds of vendors in the area. So there's stuff like for Home Depot and what have you in there. So please, if you're interested, get one. We get a good percentage of the return on that. So it's a nice fundraising opportunity for us. And then the other thing we like to do is eat. So the ladies will meet for lunch on February 7th at the Felix Cafe. There's a sign-up sheet in the fellowship hall for that. And finally, imagination and desire are coming together, and we are starting our search committee's actions next month. So if you are of a mind to participate in that, we are looking for 2 or 3 other people who will join us in that process. I will just like to ask you to join us. I am the board liaison for that. I am not the chairperson of that. So whoever is on the committee will select their own chairperson, and we will go forward with that. So see me afterwards if you're interested. There are some people currently involved. We need 2 or 3 others. Thank you very much. And now, join me in our prayer for protection. Please stand. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God.
The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God.
Wherever we are,
God is, and all is well.
And now the celebration singers, and you.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as Creator, united all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every breath I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
May the love of God uplift us. May the wisdom of God direct us. May the power of God surround and protect us and make smooth, beautiful, and perfect our way. Amen. This.